Hello. This is definitely not really scuffed. Oh, jeez. I'm dying. Um, yeah. So, hello. Hope you're all doing good on this totally normal game dev stream. Thank you for the subscription, Zal. Oh my god. I'm speechless, honestly. Thank you so much. You've been really kind to me. Like, for as long as you've been here, really. I really appreciate that. That is also kind of funny because I think Jinx and Ichi were trying to like compete to get the first one. But it seems you have beaten them to it, so congratulations and thank you once again for that. That's really appreciated. Uh yeah, so crazy shit, right? We made it. And I think I tried to set it up. Oh, okay. I tried to set it up so that it would automatically run the ad breaks. It seems it is now doing that. Yeah, okay. For some reason, I had to have my stream open for it to run the ad break, which sucks because that means it probably hit people with it like right now. I may actually try and wait for that while I continue to set up. Alright, let me get Game Maker up while I wait for the ads, I think. I also got Spotify playing something better. I forgot to put on a playlist. Alright. There we go. Alright, we have music. Good. Um, we also bring the game up. Okay, I think we're almost back from ads. It's like it says the pre-roll is off for 60 minutes and 30 seconds, so I think the 30 seconds is what I'm waiting for here. Just trying to wait for it. Okay, we should basically be back from ads now, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so that's the one thing that I think is unfortunate about being an affiliate is that now I kind of have to run like a 3-minute ad break every time because that disables pre-rolls. And pre-rolls are kind of like kind of cheeks. Yeah, they're not very good. But they're forced to be on if you don't run ads. So yeah, that's why for now, and I'm gonna have to like poll this later to see like where people's preferences are on this. For now, I have it set to play 3 minutes of ads every 60 minutes. So pretty much maximizing like the distance between each ad break. Because what I kind of want to do, like what I kind of plan to do, is I want, like, of course, as has become like a sort of a thing, may or may not be because of pirate software, but like, he's someone who's like preached this a lot. I plan to wait for ads. And I don't want to be disrupting myself like too often to do that. So currently I have it set to just get it all out of the way at once, like once an hour. But there are other ways that you can run that. Did I break it? Goblin behavior. Yeah, I gotcha. um, but yeah, so I basically have it to maximize the amount of time between, like, each disruption. But, like, 3 minutes an hour could also mean, like, you know, a minute and a half every 30 minutes instead, or, you know, something else, you know? So, yeah. I think his is 90 seconds every 30. Yeah, yeah. It's something like that. So that's one of the things I'm gonna have to, like, make a poll for, like, at some point. Uh, Speaking of polls, that's a feature that I have now on Twitch, but I'm also mean, like, a Discord poll, right? Um, but yeah, a lot of stuff also isn't set up very well. So yeah, that's something I'm gonna have to continue looking into, is like how to set up everything. For now, I've added like a few of the emotes, and I've tried to like somewhat customize the channel points. But yeah, still very frantic. I set this up literally like before bed, basically. Yeah, there's the emotes. Thank you. That's yeah, those are the emotes we currently have. There's more to come for sure. Um, but yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm gonna have to work on that afterwards. So like you know, it's currently 11 a.m., right? Like that's when I usually start my streams in like my time. Um, yeah, I had to set this all up basically at the turn of midnight. So yeah, or actually no, it was like the turn of midnight basically, or like a little before that is when it is when I initially got the ping that I could register for this. So like I registered immediately, but like of course that took a while, and I still hadn't gotten myself ready for bed yet. So basically I was just trying to frantically set up as much as I could, like last night. Like just like an hour before bed. So it's not quite all finished yet. I went to bed at like 3 a.m. Like essentially, because like I realized I just couldn't set up everything up in time. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna sleep on it and like just call it a day, and I'll pick back on this after the stream tomorrow. So yeah, that's more or less the story with that. Um, so yeah, crazy times, right? All right. So what are we doing in the dev stream today? Okay. So I've actually been wanting to address like a bunch of different points of feedback. So I guess we'll start off with the easiest one. We can go yeah. And yeah, so I heard from Ichi. Sorry, I had to cough. I heard from Ichi that he thinks the pipe attack with the mines is a little bit too difficult currently. Like I'm gonna have to like check that. Like it's something that I have to take a look at in terms of balancing. So that's the first thing we're gonna do. Um, so of course it's gonna take a little bit to compile the like the texture sheet. It always takes a little bit on the first time through. Tell Ichi to get good. Well, you know, it's just one of those things I wanted to look at. Because, like, it's entirely possible it is. Like, you know, as the developer of the game, sometimes it is not always obvious, like, how intuitive something is. Because, like, the thing is, you know, of course, I try to, like, look at every attack, and I test everything a lot to see, like, okay, let's get this as close to balanced as possible, right? Like, you have this one. This is the one that he thinks is too difficult, and see, like, I don't think it is, because, like, basically the spaces between each one are, like, bigger than they are without the mines. And they typically the gap that they create through their movement is still like bigger than like the default pipe attack. So to me this feels fine. Like this feels completely fine. But like to another player, like to a first time player, apparently these are kind of rough. Like not these, but like the variation, like the mine variation. Which is interesting. So we may have to give this a look. I'm trying to get it to play like the variation. Alright, hang on, let me... There we go. I can spawn targets using my debug tools, so... Do that. I guess it could be a little bit... like less... I guess maybe... Maybe like the mines need to be less fast? I feel like that's probably the thing, is like they're a little bit deceptive and like they're pretty fast in how far they like, or in like how they like sort of flirt in and out. That is pretty fast. So I think we could tweak that a bit. Now I don't remember which pattern number that is. And find out just by looking here. Where is it? Ah, here it is. Okay. So it's pattern 20. Let's take a look at pattern 20. That's pattern 21. Okay, this is pattern 20. Like, how do I do the spacing on this? So repeat to... Okay, so this is kind of difficult to figure out because I think there's two different ways in which this varies. Yeah, so this is actually a random between 4 different states. So essentially the first 2 are just without the mines, and the last 2 are with the mines. And like, for each of them, there's one that comes from the left and one that comes from the right. So yeah, this is... The one with the mines, is any of them greater than 2? Or greater than or equal to 2? Okay. Okay. Okay, so this is where we get the different spacing. So we got that. Okay, so if we go into the bullet script, let's go interactive, bullet, step. Okay, it's right here. Nice. So this is lifetime plus offset y divided by 20 times 80. So we can make these go like slightly more up and down. We can also tweak this to be like a bit slower. And by a bit, I mean, like, maybe just to check that this works, I want to make it 50% slower. And we'll see how that feels, actually. For this to appear. Okay. Yeah, so these are definitely slower. I can feel that for sure. Now, maybe that's still, like, not enough space? Even though I feel like this is fine. That is not it. Okay, here we go. Oh, so I like how when you run into the mines, they like they explode. That was a detail that was actually kind of hard to implement, but I do like that that is a thing. Um, yeah. Anyway, so I think we can also increase the spacing a little bit. Pipe. Like the interesting thing here is it seems the spacing on this is like double. Like the spacing is double and like the mine isn't that big, so it definitely is like a bigger gap, but obviously it's like not as intuitive. So I guess I think I think it was maybe like a little bit too slow. I think divided by 25 is probably the sweet spot. And we also increased it by a further 10 in terms of its size. Which means we need to add like and this should be like 90 even. See how that feels. If nothing else, this is definitely still like a straight enough. So like no matter what, this is gonna be an improvement given that it's apparently more difficult. Yeah, there we go. So they have a bit bigger spacing. So, like, to me, this still feels fine. I think this is... and once again, it is just a straight nerf, so... I think I'm actually good with that. Like, the way it is. We've tweaked it a little bit. And sometimes that's all you need, right? So, like, before I thought it was already balanced. Like, if people are struggling with it, well, that should at least put it a bit closer to balanced. So, we'll do... I'm gonna nert this down. Alright. Gonna do enough pipe mines. Sir, I believe enough would be slower mine wave speed, bigger gaps. Or how much slower mine wave speed? 25% slower mine wave speed. And then 10 pixel bigger gaps. Yeah, that's effectively what we did. Alright, I've noted that down. We've given that a look. Yeah, I see. I also need to see the specific attack I remember seeing that I'm not sure if it has the correct particle setup. It's this one. Okay, so currently, like, that's set up correctly. I'm also going to change my special back over to something else. There we go. We go back here. So I know that there's a setup to have the particles correct, like the green ones. But there is a rare variation of this attack that uses a different sprite, and I'm not sure if I set that up correctly. See them in a second, hopefully. Come on. Whoops. Well, that kind of kills it anyway. Hang on. It's taking a long time for it to spawn, even though I'm pretty sure it's only a 1 in 7. Does it ever spawn? In practice mode? Ah, here we go. Yeah, okay, so these have incorrect particles. They're like a spooky variation of the sprite. But they use the same particles, which isn't correct. And that's the problem we're having. So I want to double check like how I have this set up. So like, are these part of the same sprite? They are? Okay. It's understandable. Okay. So in that case, on the bullet deletion, right? Like this is where we handle all of the particle related stuff. Yeah, so this is for the normal variation. We can just check for a sprite index, or an image index, I mean. Like, see which image it is. And if this is the first one, that means it's just a regular tree. And otherwise, this is normal tree. Otherwise, this is the spooky tree. And I'd have to grab the colors for this one. Oh, this is actually on screen. I didn't realize that. That's risky. I hope that didn't open my... Okay, that didn't show anything on stream, I'm pretty sure. So we're good. Yeah, no worries, I was effectively just digging through to find this. Let me also just double triple check. Okay. Yeah, this is the sprite, and so I figure we should just use this color. We're gonna have to put this into the field. Yes, let me hide this on screen. So it's 110 red. And 10 red. We don't need an else here because, like, this is so that some of them are like brown and some of them are green. But that's kind of unnecessary here. Because there is no leaves on this tree. That's 93 and then 133. Like that. You can save that out. And now, if this is all correct, we should have a different sprite for it now. Also gonna drink water. That is always nice. Also just noticed a possible bug with the Steam achievements. Interesting. Do feel free to tell. We don't really have like a ticketing system, but you know, there is the support email or like the Discord is fine. Or you could even just say it in chat. Like we don't have to worry about it. Bought a caster and I gave you the caster and shoe achievements. Okay, yeah. I think that is a known issue. Let me check. I think I might have actually fixed this. Yeah, okay, so I've already fixed this in this patch. I'm glad you reported that anyway, thank you. But I did already note that down. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so that was due to like a save refactor issue. Like, I couldn't be bothered to put out a whole other patch just to fix that, so I've sort of rolled it over into this update. Yeah, yeah. It's, you know, unfortunately you can't always just push out everything immediately. Yeah, I'm glad that's cleared up, though. Ow. Now I gotta wait for it to appear again. I swear this is making it look super rare, but I'm pretty sure it isn't actually that rare. Yeah. I made the same mistake again. Come on. Like, I could have sworn that the alternate sprite here was like a 1 in 7. So, like, what the hell? Am I just really low-rolling this, or... I need to, like, double-check this, actually. This is starting to get concerning. Shouldn't be this rare. Ah, there we go. Alright, so now they work. Now they have the correct particles on death. Good. And now, because that was an issue, let's make sure that this isn't, like, rarer than it's supposed to be. So, like... should be somewhere near here. And let me look at... ah, here it is. Yeah, so it's just supposed to be whenever it's playing, like, the spooky music. And the spooky music... like, okay, where is the music set, actually? I actually don't know, because... the programming in this game is an absolute mess. It's probably somewhere in the next round function? Okay, so it runs change music. These are all of the... actually, and let me close that. So yeah, change music here. This is what is responsible for this. So it's currently a choice between this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's a 1 in 10, not a 1 in 7. So I think maybe this is actually fine. I don't think that's a bug. I think we just didn't get the roll for it. I think we actually were just unlucky. Yeah, okay. Just wanted to double check that. So we fixed the particles. That's good. We can also... Yeah, alright. Fixed an issue where some tree particles had an incorrect color. There we go. Now, what is the next thing that we're going to tackle? Oh yeah, another thing we need to fix, potentially, is actually with the most recent boss fight that I was wanting to add. Which it isn't released yet, but like, I still need to make sure I address this. Okay, not that. So it should be in here. So I set the mask index correctly, or the sprite index, I mean. Where is the spiders? Where are the spiders? Where do they come in? They should come in at some point. Oh, okay. I remember how I did this. Okay. So anytime it says tracking equals true, we need to change the mask index. Dot mask index equals SBO spider? Yeah, okay. Spider body. Just anywhere where the tracking is true. We need to paste this in. Tracking is false. Tracking is false. Tracking is true. Okay. Tracking is false. 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 Do I really not use it that much towards the end of the fight? Interesting. That's interesting. So apparently I don't use it a lot towards the end. May have to mess with that a bit more in that case. Yeah. Yeah. The idea here... Hang on. Okay. I wanted to double check the hitboxes here. Takes 22 off of each one. Let's try 16 here. 63. Okay, sorry, I was just tweaking the hitbox of the spider. So yeah, now these should have a correct hitbox. Because the way I did this was kind of hacky. Because I initially had them as, like, the same sprite. Like Birth of the Hellfires, but then I eventually changed it to a spider. What I ended up doing is making it so that the spider is just rendered on top of the fire instead of the fire. But that doesn't change its hitbox. You have to do that manually. Because I'm technically not actually changing its sprite. Like, I'm just sort of pasting it over. Oh yeah, we currently have this really bright as well. I forgot to change that back. It's not meant to be this bright. Whoops. If we go to a later attack, here you can sort of see the spiders. Very freaky looking. You're finding you're terrible at bullet hells? That's understandable. And I just have a lot of practice with them, personally. I'm not even necessarily that good at them either. But I can decently hold my own in a bullet hell. Alright. Whoops. Yeah, so we tweaked the hitbox of the spiders. We still need to set back the background color. Which I don't remember, like... I'm hoping I just commented out the old one. Okay, yeah, we just commented out the old one. This is definitely a lot. Good. Like, another thing we actually do need to check here is how visible this is. Because I don't know. Like, this is obviously a very dark background. Let me just get to one of the attacks. Okay, you can definitely see that. Like, especially since this is a boss that has instant retry. Well, like, that's the plan, at least. That she's gonna have, like, an instant retry. Like, I don't necessarily mind this. Like, they're a little bit low visibility, but, like, you know, when you're rapidly retrying, you'll get used to it, you know? People will learn. Okay. Just giving this boss in general like another test run. Just because I feel like that's a good thing to do as a game designer. Ow. Oof, that attack is still really hard. I have to nerf that slightly. Let's look at that lost attack. Hmm. I'll make it very slightly less difficult. And like, I don't think I have to test this, just because I shouldn't mess anything up, but we'll test it anyway. We're gonna skip everything else just so that we can test it a bit quicker. Alright, I think this is the attack. Yeah. Ow. Ow. That's like a little bit more manageable, but still obviously like really hard, but like still better. Alright, so that was another thing I needed to look at. And I don't need to add that as a patch note because, like, that's no reason to, because, like, that boss hasn't been released yet, so. Just gonna remove some of the other stuff I had listed there. Okay. So, another thing I'm finding out. Okay, so people want to be able to see the highest round achieved. And I believe that's something that's already like, saved on the back end. So that shouldn't be a difficult thing to do. So I want to quickly see if I can do this. God, I forgot how messy the save file is. Okay, yeah, it is getting saved though. In which case, we can go, I believe it's the GUI? The GUI, as some people call it. Where are we getting this, like, high score value? High score easy. Okay. Do we get the highest round in easy mode, though? Like, I don't think there is a variable for that. In which case, that might be something we need to add. Let me double check the save file. We have a highest round. Yeah, I don't think we saved this separately in easy mode. Okay. So, I mean, I guess we could just only share this for the normal mode, but that's obviously like a little bit hacky. Let's see, highest round. Yeah, okay. I want to make sure I got the string right. I believe it's highest round like this is what we're looking for. Yeah, okay. In which case, we do... Okay. I think it's here. I love how I have this in two separate if statements, even though this could just as easily be an if-else. That's wonderful. I love when I do things like that. Dude, I was so good at programming when I was initially making this game. In fact, I was actually the best at programming. People just didn't know it yet. Yeah, I'm very good at this. Definitely. So... Then we also, I believe... We would want to set this... Let me just get that real quick. This is another thing. Okay. So, yes, yeah, we're just gonna do this for the normal mode. Highest round. Put this down by 60. We're gonna pass in highest round. Okay, let's not delete that entire thing. There's a very specific reason why that is that way. Right, let's see if this works. Oh. Okay, I see. So yeah, that's pretty big. Um... I don't think it should really be that way. Yeah, so it just doesn't appear in easy mode. So yeah, a little bit too big there. That is okay. We can just set this here. That's all good. I think we're also due for an ad break soon. Okay, soonish. It should be set so that it'll automatically notify me. Like, it should... Basically, that's a way to get it to only send a message to mods that an ad break is supposed to start. So I'm hoping that's set correctly. So that I can actually, like, pause what I'm doing whenever there's an ad break, but... Yeah, okay, there we go. We kind of have this here. Now, of course, it doesn't look that great. And part of the reason for that is because we have to account for this bit of text as well. That's the problem. So we're actually going to have to move the high score up a little bit to get this to look a bit better. So let's quit out of that. Go to the GUI. Let's go to... Yeah. So I figure we can move this down by like another 40, or move this up, I mean, by another 40. That should hopefully make it a bit better. Okay, that's definitely slightly better. If we hide that. Obviously, it would be kind of nice if it was a little bit bigger, but I'm not sure... I'm not even sure if we have any fonts that would fulfill that. Let me see. This is the one it's using. This is 20 bold. This one, which is 16 bold, 16 unbold, 20 unbold. That's 32 unbold. That's 24 unbold. That's 32 unbold. Okay. I think quite possibly we could use F&T heading. I think that actually works. I don't know why it brought that up. The heck? Yeah, I think we can use 32 on bold, or 32 bold, which is heading. Let's check this out. So we have FNT underscore heading instead. We can try that font. We can see how that goes. Oh, okay, so we went into an ad break, apparently. Why is this not notifying me when this is happening? Alright, well, we're paused for ads, essentially. That's what matters, and I'm gonna have to make like something for this as well. Let me. Oh God. Yeah, I'm gonna have to mess with some stuff. My overlay. Waiting for ads. I don't know if this actually. Okay, I see. I'm messing with my layout a little bit. I think I can go out of studio mode. Yeah. There we go. So yeah, I'll be putting that up whenever we have to wait for ads. Gonna take a bit of a stretch break, I guess. Be back in a second. Okay, we should be back from ads now. Good. I don't know why it's not notifying me though. I actually have to mess with the settings for this quickly. Just to make sure it's actually gonna... Hang on. What is stream display ads? The hell? God, I need to tweak with this. What's that? Okay. Weird. Oh my god, there's so much stuff to mess with. I'm actually not sure how long this stream will be because, of course, like, I want to make sure I address everything I need to. I don't want to have, like, a super egregious, like, stream experience. Especially in terms of the ads. I really want to figure out, like, the optimal way that I can have, like, as uninterruptive as ads, or uninterruptive of ads as possible, you know? I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna have to look at that later. Alright. What's the other thing? I swear I set it so that it would add notifications in chat. Enable to receive upcoming ad notifications in chat. Alright. Hopefully that should make it so that it notifies me. That should notify everyone else as well. Okay. Let's go back here. Yeah, there we go. I think that now... Yeah, we won't be able to see for like another hour, but that should hopefully have it set up so that I can see when ads are set to play so that I can disable pre-rolls. Yeah. Alright, good. Back to business. So we have this in, that's good. I think maybe we could have it be... Like, we could actually move the high score back down a little bit. I feel like. I want to move it back down by like 10, I feel. Like, just a little bit. So make this 570 instead. Yeah, okay. I feel like that's adequate. Now, I want to see how this looks without the tips and tutorials. Like, that still looks fine, I feel. And then if easy mode is enabled, just doesn't appear. Okay. Just checking like all the variations of this. Like, I think this is fine. Yeah, so now people can see the highest round. That's good. Speaking of which, I did want to do like a proper run through at some point because I have, you know, I have been I've been challenged by a couple of friends, sorta. Like, essentially, in the face of a lot of people saying that the game is, like, really hard and, like, asking me what my biggest score was, I said that I've made it to around 100 without getting hit before, which is true. Like, not on this save file. Like, you can see on this save file it's different. But, like, I'm just gonna go in, like, you know, no extras, no bullshit. Let's see how far I can get. As the developer of the game, I believe this is set up correctly. Yeah. They're also not going to use blacklists. If anything, I probably should just do this on like a new save file. Because I need to check the thing we just added for new save files as well. There we go. We'll see how long we can go for. If I make it to round 100, then I will call that a victory. Actually, since I claimed that I could go to 160, I guess that is our win condition. Also, for some reason, I'm now noticing that the chat is like misaligned. I don't know why that happened, because I didn't mess with my stream at all. I didn't mess with my stream layout, so it shouldn't be there, but seems people are experiencing that anyway. It's like, why? Yeah, just OBS things, that's very true. I don't understand it here sometimes. Very strange. Okay. So we're almost at the first boss. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves here. Okay, we got spinning axes. There we go. Oh yeah, I forgot that this is a thing. Yeah, I haven't done the dialogue yet properly. But I forgot that was a thing I was adding. Yeah. This fucking test dialogue. Alright, whatever. The best part is I think it's gonna do that for every boss. That test dialogue, so we'll get to see that a lot. Alright. There we go, we made it to round... we made it past the first boss. No hit. That's good. Whoop. Nearly got hit in a kind of stupid way. Okay. Oops. This one can be rough. You can get kinda trapped if you're not careful. Oof, that was a tight dodge. That was really close. Still no hit though. No hit, no specials used. I think we've already made it farther than Ichi and Jinx did. Since I'm just gonna name and shame them. They're the ones that I were like talking to about this. More specifically, Ichi. I said I made it to round 160, and he said I was bullshitting. So I'm proving him wrong. So yeah, I've already made it further than Ichi without getting hit so far. Just a little bit of mild shade being thrown here. After this, we will be coming up on the second boss of the game. So, like, spoilers. Okay, here's another funny thing. If you click that, you can just skip it all. Thought that was, like, a little cute detail I could add. Alright. Still haven't been hit yet. That's good. Whee. There's really no reason for me to do these bonus rounds, by the way. I don't know. Just... That's the power of a dopamine-inducing minigame. Oh yeah, so that's a funny thing that I added. I almost forgot about that. So you start to get, like, different types of targets spawning every couple of rounds past round 40. So yeah, now we're occasionally getting fake targets, which is fun. Oh yeah, that's the funny thing about the fake targets. So the fake targets are actually bullets. So they're affected by anything that bullets are affected by. So that includes the wind there, that includes the leaf storm attack uh will actually move them as well. And I think the whirlpool will actually move them. The other thing about them, and this is like an interesting thing in terms of like color blindness. So like the most obvious tell for them is that they spawn red. But one, that doesn't really matter for color blindness because the red replaces the white. So the red is gonna look different anyway, even if you're like fully colorblind. And on top of that, there is another tell, which is that normal targets will actually like expand in. Like you see how that went from like small to big? Like you'll see it here as well. Yeah, so the actual target goes from like small to big. The fake target will actually just fade in. So it doesn't go from small to big. There's actually multiple tells for what is a fake target, which I think is cool. That's game design for you. Yeah, very cool. I do like how I implemented the fake targets. Alright. Another boss. I do like this boss. This boss is, like, really flashy. Like, especially when you have the particles enabled. It also has a fake out, which is always fun. It's lasers. Oh yeah, that's another gimmick with this boss is she spawns the wrapped targets, and the wrapped targets you have to click twice. And those will also start to spawn as like an alternate target type. Oh yeah, that's a little fun thing. You can actually skip the bonus minigame if you click the top left. Like, there's like a little hidden target there. Just in case people don't want to deal with it. Like, I understand. Some people probably aren't going to care as much, and that's fine. We are still doing well, by the way. Like, we are still no hit, no anything. No hit, no specials used, no blacklisting. Like, just pure bullet hell avoidance. Okay, that was really tough. I know there it probably looked like for a second that I clipped through one of the tornadoes. The hitbox is smaller than it appears. Like, slightly smaller. So that's fortunate. We just barely grazed it. Although haters will say it's fake and I'm just using, like, underclip or whatever. Which I'm not, and, like, I'm tempted to run into something just to show that I am not using nerdclip or anything like that, but I mean, you can also just tell by me, like, being pretty far out of the way of basically everything that I am dodging these normally. There is no trickery afoot. Yeah, nerdclip tools aren't even a thing that I have. I think the closest thing I have is I think I implemented a god mode, but that just makes it so that you don't take damage. It doesn't stop you from... Well, like, it stops you from having lives taken away, but you'll still get, like, hit. But anyway, we're at round 80. Still haven't been hit yet. This is the last boss currently implemented in the game. The last two are yet to come in the final update. Yeah. I also do like this boss. I think she has a cool gimmick with the bamboo targets that she cuts down. As well as, like... I also think it's kind of cool that she reuses some of the previous boss attacks as, like, a bit of a callback. And she also has like a little bit of a fake, like a fake out. You can see that she summons an axe at the end. I thought that was really funny as like a thing to add. It actually still counts as beating the boss even if you were to die to that, but it is funny that she, yeah, like after you beat her, you can still be hit by her if you get caught off guard by the axe. I think. Alright, I thought I was gonna get hit there for a second. That was concerning. Whoa. Still going strong. Haven't been hit yet. We're nearly at round 100. Let's see if we can get the round 100 Nur hit. Would be nice. Would be really sick. That was another thing that I claimed. Like, while in Ichi's stream yesterday, is that I had made it to round 100 without getting hit. So it would be nice to prove that. Well, that spawned a bit close. Alright. Not too bad, though. Okay. Yeah, this does just kind of highlight sort of a common fact with game development, which is like, this is why you sort of need external playtesters. Because, like, to me, this is all very easy. Like, when you're the one who has made all of this, like, that is the reason that I can get to, like, round 100 without getting hit. It's because I literally just made every pattern here. Like, of course I'm gonna know how to dodge everything. Yeah. There we go, we made it to round 100. And round 100, once I get this update out, is going to be where the final boss is. Which, for the record, the final boss already is in progress. Like, I'm already making her. The problem is just that she has been a very technically challenging boss to make, and also I can't work on her on stream because that would be spoilers. It's like, the one I had been working on is a secret super boss. Like, the one that I've been working on stream is a secret super boss. That's not actually the final boss that I've been working on stream. Like, the super boss I felt like was fair enough just because, like, most people aren't going to see her, and also it's side content. So, like, who cares, right? Like, at that point, if you don't want spoilers, then, like, don't watch me make her on the stream, right? Like, that's on the end user at that point. But specifically when it comes to the final boss, I want to keep it all off stream. Just so that people don't get unprecedented spoilers. Okay. Oh yeah, another tell with fake targets. Fake targets can spawn even like there, like in places where it doesn't make much sense. Like, they can spawn in places where normal targets are not supposed to. Because, like, the normal target won't spawn in that area, like, inside of the volcano, since that's obviously kind of scummy. Like, you would have to take a hit to click it, basically. Ooh, that was a close one. I am... Okay. Well, that's sort of the end of the no-hit, no-specials thing. I did use my special there out of reflex. But, you know, it's still like 112 rounds without getting hit, without using specials or anything. Okay, yeah, it's all over. Whatever. But yeah, there we go. Made it 112 rounds without damage, without weapons, without blacklisting, no specials, whatever, right? For some reason that didn't save though, which is really strange. Oh, I know why. It's because it doesn't update it. So like if I were to just reload this, it would show that. Yeah, okay, it shows it now. Well, I'm glad I did that then. I actually went that high. It highlighted an issue. So we need that to actually update when you die. So I believe that should be... What is that? Go to main menu, I think it is. Okay. We're gonna set highest round to equal this. There we go. I think that's correct. So now, if we cheat to get a higher round, then we should still be fine. So yeah, we cheated to round 146. 147. There we go. It does update it now. But I do need to make sure of two things. So one is that it shouldn't update if we get a higher score in easy mode. We're now at 181 in easy mode. Let's see if this works. So now if we disable this and go back, yeah, so it doesn't update it. That's good. Should be the same with practice mode as well. So yeah, we can go to like a crazy round in practice mode. Yeah, and it doesn't update that either. Good. It only does it when Like when it is an actual achieved round. That's good. Now, I guess... Oh yeah, I want to double check something real quick. So, like, obviously that round 100 background is, like, slightly annoying. Like, to any onlookers, that probably looked annoying. Yeah, you can actually just disable it by flicking on the simple background mode. So that's, like, a good, like, accessibility option if you do find animated backgrounds, like, to be a bit annoying. Although I don't know why it's not updating the color. That's really strange. Usually simple background mode at least still gives like a new color. I'm wondering why it isn't. Like it'll give you a slightly different color. Okay, there we go. It did it now. Does it just stop updating after round 100? Is that another bug I just discovered? I think it is, actually. It'll just keep on the same background color forever if you're past round 100. I didn't realize that. Well, that's an important thing to fix. Alright, cool. We did it live. We found a bug. Alright. So why is that happening, right? Why? Let's see. I don't think it's here. Because I don't think that's what's responsible for randomizing the background. I think it's actually in the spawner. Yeah, we're gonna squish the bugs. Exactly. Let's see. Yeah, so this is where we actually choose a color. Okay. I see. So we're gonna have to put this in an or statement. Is essentially what I'm seeing. I guess. Where do we actually check for simple background mode? Is this in the background script by chance? Yeah, okay, here we go. So we're gonna have to copy and paste this check. So this is gonna become an or statement, essentially, between these two things. So if the round is less than 100 or dark mode is on, then it validates that. That should be all good to go. Okay. So first let's check if it's updating it normally. So yeah, we're getting slightly different colors, okay. And if we cheat to get to round 100, still changing colors. Alright. There we go. Alright, so it actually is changing that. Now, we can also double check, or we should double check, if we disable that, is everything going to continue changing normally? Okay, so it's getting different colors, that's good. And if we go to... Oh. I accidentally went a bit too far, but yeah, it is working. Because the idea is that it won't change the background color if it's in this mode, because it's going rainbow mode. So, like, it's already changing colors. So it doesn't need to. And yeah, we can see that the color doesn't change while it is in this mode. So that's good. That's good. That's another bug fixed. A bug that I didn't even know about until today. So that's nice. We made forward progress. So there's one more major fix that I kind of want to try and address, if possible. And I'm gonna upload everything that I've done to Git first, just to double check. Bunch of fixes. Okay. Alright, I've uploaded and pushed that. Which is good, because this next change could break stuff if I don't implement it correctly. I wanted to make sure we were all good. Alright. So I want to add a new option, essentially. So, like, pretty much a common complaint that I've gotten is that if you look closely at the character, the red circle is your hitbox, it's in the middle of your character, but some people want it to be in the middle of their mouse. So I'm gonna make that an option, because it's a fairly harmless option. Like, I think that's a reasonable request. And this should be pretty easy to change, minus one thing, and that's, like, this whole functionality while you're at the edge of the screen. So, like, the funny thing about this is that it looks like your mouse is attached to your character, but when you go to the bottom of the screen, you can actually detach it briefly. Oh, you can't see that. You can actually detach it briefly. See how it, like, goes below her hand? And that's so that it remains consistent with usual mouse behavior, where you can, like, put this all the way down, right? Like, it's the same on this edge as well, where if I go up here, I can actually bring the mouse, like, more to the right than it would look like it would be able to go, considering that it's attached to the character. So yeah, it, like, unhinges when needed. If I move out of the way, You can see that it does both at once as well. So yeah, that's the only thing that could be a problem with implementing this, is that, you know, the way I've already had this set up is that you have ways that you can get your mouse to move independently of your character where it makes sense. But like, if the hitbox is on your mouse, then I obviously can't allow it to go off screen. And that's the problem. So I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I do want to quickly go back in for a second though. Yeah, that's something I forgot to check, and that's the options. Yeah, currently these are the options that I have, so I think I can just add another one here. So let's see how we do this, actually. Should be straightforward enough, honestly. Okay, so they increment by 80 every time. Actually, no, before we do that, there is something else we need to do. So I'm actually gonna take my saves. I'm gonna copy these somewhere safe. Hang on. God, I'm trying to get to my desktop, but it's rough. Alright, screw that. Okay, I have my latest save saved up. Like, I have it backed up. And I'm also gonna go back into my save. Basically, I'm gonna clear out my save, right? This is just to make sure that this is all set correctly in terms of the highest round stuff. Yeah, this is gonna run on a fresh save file. Hello, Ichi. Welcome in. I love you too, I guess. Yes. Welcome in. But yeah, you can even see that it shows the warning. It didn't on my old save. Okay, so it does set this correctly. That's good. We implemented the highest round counter. Which I know was a thing requested yesterday. Oh, you? Thank you for that, but the funny thing is that Zell actually beat you. You beat Jinx, but you didn't beat Zell. I do appreciate that, though. Thank you so much. That's really, really kind of you. You've treated me with a lot of kindness throughout this entire process. Yes, we are affiliated now. But yeah, but between you and Jinx, you did win the race there, so nice. You're excited for me? Thank you. I only have like some very specific things set up. I do have a new sound alert as well, which might be one that you enjoy. I don't think you'll have enough channel points for it yet, but I could actually go and play it myself. I have infinite channel points as the streamer, so like I can just go and do this. Hang on. Yeah, that's very nice of you. I really I don't have a lot to say, honestly. Like, I wish I could offer more, but you know, Emotes are incoming. That is a thing that we're getting eventually. Okay, apparently it didn't actually add correctly, which was strange. I thought I added these correctly, but... Hang on. Do I have to, like, reconnect the extension? Well, this is another problem we're gonna have to figure out. Hang on. Why isn't it showing the ones that you need points for? Okay, hang on. This is a thing I'm gonna quickly save. Or that I'm gonna quickly fix. I think I need to reconnect my panel. Like the HUD FX panel. A hype train? What? Hang on. No, 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 no. Y'all can't do this. That's not real. God damn it. I forgot to disable that. Alright, hang on. Do not the hype train. Thank you for the sub as well, Jinx. Shirt the emotes off. You want to know the really funny thing, actually? Sir, I've been affiliated since last night. I've been affiliated for like 12 hours almost. And like, I was dropping subtle hints to it as well. Like in the Discord. Just like, oh yeah, Ichi, come on. Why is the alert like that? Okay, I thought... This is a really dumb thing. So the peach thing there, right? That was like a really old thing that I wanted as like part of my branding, which I thought I removed, but apparently for gift subs, it is still a thing, so I need to configure that really quick. I thought I changed that, god damn it. Because, like, multiple years ago, like, back in a different time when I was streaming, I, like, configured my sub alerts in, like, wishful thinking that I would one day get affiliate. Which I never did at that point. But then I thought that I removed all of the alerts that I set up at that time, and I clearly didn't. But thank you for the sub. Thanks for the gift. That is really nice of you. Like, I really appreciate the support. The enlarged emote too. That's a good. That's a good enlarged emote. That's a shooty. They pulled up. Okay, I really really appreciate that. Genuinely. Like it's the thing that sucks is it's really hard for me to like show just how much I appreciate. That's, oh my god. Like, it's hard to express myself, right? Because you know, my voice is more monotonous, right? Like, it's hard to convey emotion when you're like myself and you're like a depraved asshole who is like tired all the time and has a monitor and voice. Like, it's hard for me to sound enthusiastic or like thankful, but trust me when I say like I really appreciate that. Like I don't really know how I can express myself better, but like I just, y'all have been like super nice to me for like the longest time. All right, I'm gonna disable the gift thing. Alright, there we go. Level 1 hype train, that's unfathomable, really. All I gotta do is show thanks to just be myself, we can't ask for anything else. Yeah, that's really nice of you. Like, I'm... Crazy shit, right? Then fathom it? I don't know if I can. Alright, I think I set up my my alert correctly. You're blushing AF right now. I mean, I'm flustered as I can be, for sure. Like, this is definitely, like, crazy for me. Alright, back to what I was doing. Let me see if I can re-add this extension panel so that y'all can actually use the HUD effects. Hang on. Activate, set as panel 2? Okay, hopefully this works. Alright, let me see if I go to my channel. Oh yeah, that's kind of the funny thing about me putting normal bullet hell dev stream in my title. So this actually isn't a normal bullet hell dev stream at all, right? That's the joke. I tried to keep it a surprise for as long as possible. Okay, it seems like I'm gonna have to change this. Okay, I know what it does now. So the point alerts are actually in the channel points menu. I didn't realize that. So yeah, let me do this. Amazing. It's much better without music, I guess. It's a little bit quiet, actually, if anything. I forgot I turned my HUD effects down so much. But, yeah, we have Coronet Unravel now. Incredible. Oh my god. The jump scare immediately after that is good. But yeah. So, a lot of stuff. And still a lot of stuff that I have to do. This is gonna be like a shorter-ish stream. Just because of that. Yeah, thanks y'all for all of that. I saw that, of course, like, the Gigantify. I appreciate the bits, too. Like, that's really nice as well. Like, above all else, I just want it to be clear to people that primarily I wanted affiliate just for... like, just for the emotes and just to have, like, channel point redeems. So you do not have to support me. Because the way I see it, like, my main job that, like, I'm trying to get into is, like, game development, right? Oh. Okay, so the hype train has ended. That's... yeah, I'm gonna make a note for myself to mess with the hype train. Hang on. Mess with hype train. We cannot have the scam train go unchecked. We cannot have this. Alright. Yeah. Crazy stuff there, actually. Thank you all so much for that. Alright. So yeah, this all works as it normally should. Let's see. I forgot that I have low detail mode enabled by default. That's interesting. I don't know why I set it up like that. Anyway. I just wanted to check that that would work on a new save. Which means I am now gonna go back to my existing save. My existing dev save. This will require me to do this manually for the record. Okay, hang on. Yeah, I have to mess with my app data. Get this to save properly. Okay. Paste that back. Whoops. So this should, if I press this should load the other save, like the proper save that I had. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, Ichi, if you're still here, I didn't get to round 147, but I did get to round 112 without getting hit earlier. I did a run of it just to prove that what I was saying was true, so I will highlight that and send it to you later just to prove that I have actually tested this game. Like, I'm not lying when I say that I can get to, like, really late rounds. We've got a really good run, Alia. I'm now realizing, why is this? Oh, okay, I understand. I was looking at this and wondering, like, why this looked so misaligned. It isn't. It's just because this is a T. Alright. That makes more sense. Okay. Alright, so the thing we wanted to add was a new option. So that's good. We can go into options. Go here. Actually, first I think this needs to be set in the save file. So where do we create our options? Okay, here we go. It's this. Options. We need to do Alt hitbox. We're gonna create this Alt hitbox false by default. Okay, good. So we have it set up so that that now is a thing in the save file. Which means that we can now copy and paste this to create a new option. So this is use Alt hitbox. Alt hitbox. The text is going to be use like that. Okay, first we need to actually increment this to here so that it lists itself on a different line. And do there we go. Use alternate hitbox. And the mouse server for this is just gonna be okay. Puts or moves hitbox to the center of the mouse, which may be more intuitive. So yeah, I'm implementing the thing that Jinx and Ichi were both talking about. where they wanted the mouse to be elsewhere, or they wanted the hitbox to be in the mouse. So we're gonna see if we can implement this as, like, as a feature. Let's see. So currently this won't actually do anything, but I do just want to check that the option is appearing. Okay, there we go. Moves hitbox to the center of the mouse, which may be more intuitive. Yeah, currently it doesn't do anything, actually. Yeah, we can apply that and it, like, doesn't work. So that's the next thing to do. So how on earth are we gonna do that? Let's see. I mean, that may actually... I may have to ask Ichi and Jinx on that, because I don't know if they want it at, like, the mouse pointer, or if they want it, like, in the middle of the mouse, you know? Because, like, okay, if I get a sprite up here... Alright, let me show this. So... Okay, never mind, I messed up. Let me... Where is... Brace's... character sprite? Do I have this called something, like, really stupid? Like, where is... Where are the parts of... Where are the parts of, her sprite? Hang on. Oh, okay. I see. I have it called Casa. Okay, that's why. Okay. Well, currently she looks beheaded. Yeah. Okay, there we go. This is not gore of my comfort character. So, like, the main thing is that... Getting a bit hot here. Yeah, you missed that. Yeah, you completely missed the Riz. So yeah, this is sort of what I need to consider. Ichi, if you're still here, I need your opinion on something. So you're one of the main people talking about how you wanted... You wanted the hitbox to be in the mouse. So do you want it in, like, the center of the mouse, or would you want it at, like, like, this area? Like, the pointer? Like, middle or pointer? If you are here. I mean, that's no pressure either way, but... Like, just because I know that that's something you and Jinx, like, wanted. 2/3 the way up. I don't exactly know what you mean by 2/3 the way up. Like this? Like, obviously, this is kind of cutting off currently, but... You know, if we expand the canvas size... Part of me kind of wants to, like, over-engineer this, and, like... Part of me wants to over-engineer this and make it, like, a slider, where you can just choose the offset manually. Keep it there. Oh, go back. This? A tiny bit? This? Like this? I don't know. Honestly, slider is the play. The only problem with that is like really hard to implement. So like I could, but that's gonna be really hard. And like I already have so much other like really hard stuff to do. Oof. Alright, well we'll see. Um like here's the thing, right? I already do have sliders as a thing. Hmm. This might be something I have to come back to, like, off stream. Just because this is gonna be very, like, thinking heavy. Like, already I'm just kind of sitting here thinking about how I would implement that. If I do. Hang on. Like, we could totally have... like, if we bring this back... like, we could totally have a slider that allows you to offset it by, like... you know... how far would we want to allow them to offset this? Like, this is already, like, 20. So it'd probably be between like 25 either way. So like that's like around 50. Like around 50 offset that you can mess with. But once again, that's going to be really hard to implement with the way that I currently have the mouse set up. But I'd be willing to try it, right? Alright, hang on. Alright. So I guess the first thing we're gonna have to do in that case, have to go back into the save. Instead of in the options, instead of having a alt hitbox, we would have this as actually, how do we even do the sliders here? It's like, here's the problem. I normally have... if I go to options, go to draw, it's like, here I have these as like the sliders. Jesus! Hello, welcome in. Or I assume welcome in. I didn't see you before. Yeah, I hope you're doing well, regardless. I am also gonna raise the cost of that a lot later for the record. I wanted to have it at 300 for now, just because I know that some people like to enter the stream with that sound effect. So Like, just for the first, like, week or so, I'm gonna have that alert be, like, cheaper. But it'll probably be moved to, like, 1,000 later. Yeah, yeah. Just so that I'm not being jump scared too often. You're wondering what it was, and then you realized it last second. Well, thanks for that. Very, very cool. Thank you. You love to see it. I'm also now realizing that it once again didn't warn me about ads, which is strange because it's supposed to be doing that. That is really odd. Alright. How's the game developing? We are doing okay. So we addressed a bunch of, like, more minor issues. The only problem now is that we're dealing with something much more complex. Hmm. I blanked out because I'm thinking about just how complex it is. So we're implementing a system where you could choose like an offset for your hitbox. Um, but that's really, really hard to implement. And I'm gonna try it just because I feel like it's sensible. I feel like it's a good thing to want to implement. It's just difficult. Hmm. You have no idea how to kernel program, but I'll figure it out? I hope so, yes. That would definitely be nice, if I could. To be honest, I don't really know how to kernel program either. You just kind of fake it till you make it, you know? It's one of those things. We are all just pretenders. Alright, so we have this slider thing. Alright, hang on. So I still need to go into the save file, not the step event, into create. We need to check. So this is where we yeah, I just want to add like a couple of things here. Hitbox offset X. Then we're gonna have hitbox offset Y. So by default, there is an offset of 0. I think that should be fine. So we're also gonna have to look at the options, and we're gonna have to take away that thing here. Yep. And then here we're gonna have to take out this like whole thing. Whoops. We're gonna have to do these as more sliders. My favorite. Okay, so we give this a type. That's weird. We give this a type, and I think that determines like what it works based on. Alright, so we're gonna have to paste this down here, right? 760 horizontal hitbox offset. We're gonna do, instead of the minimum of this, we're gonna do just a straight read. Because fortunately, this doesn't need to be different. Although I need to double check what name I used for this. Should be here? Yeah, hitbox offset underscore X. Okay. We can copy this into here. Now, I think this is all just good to be the default. We can just ignore this for now. Now, if you look at slider, oh, hang on, no, the type is for this object. Okay, weird. So this is for hitbox X offset. Hitbox X object. So it gets the value, it gets the start X. Now here's the problem. We currently have this set up to always be yeah, so this always, here's the problem. So if I go over to slider, it should be in UI, I believe. We have slider set to always clamp between like 0 and 100. So like we're gonna have to refactor the sliders a little bit. Which is a whole other thing, right? Like already the complications have started. Alright, let me just push this all so that we have this as like a backup state before like actually changing anything. So we're gonna have the slider minimum be 0 by default, slider underscore min be 100. And stuff like this, to be honest, is why I want to move to Ghidorah as well. Because this is all UI shit, and this would be so much easier in Ghidorah, honestly. Like, this would be dead easy in Ghidorah. But instead, I've had to do all of it manually, and I've done it all shittily. Um... God damn it. Okay, x minus start x divided by 100, or divided by 200. So where would we incorporate like a minimum and maximum into this? Which I forgot to change the name of this even. Like left press, global left pressed. Dragging equals false. Why does changed ever come in? Change just doesn't do anything, it seems. And was checking something on stream quickly. All good. So we've got if dragging, clamp between that. So, like, how do we do this, right? So what if we did this minus? Like this minus the slide a minimum. Like this. Yeah, okay. So then we'd have to set this to actually appear correctly. Okay, but where does it ever set the position of itself? Let's be our slider, draw self. Like, that's just its raw X value, though. So how does it ever have that passed into itself? Oh, I see. Plus 200 times value. Okay. Okay. But then that creates, once again, another complication where I don't know how I would do this with negatives. So that's annoying. What a doozy, huh? Alright. And let's try just spawning this in to see how it behaves as is. We can go... whatchamacallit? Yeah, we go here. So this obviously still doesn't work. Oh, right, hang on. It's because we also don't set the minimum and maximum. We go to Slider, copy this. Okay, so then we need to go to options, go to here. We would go hitbox X offset. Do hbox underscore x dot obj slide min equals -50, -25 actually. We'd set the max to 25, like positive 25. Now once again, this is where we run into problems because yeah, okay, we've done something kind of strange here. Okay. I don't know how I would do this, honestly. I think I'm just gonna go with the simple switching around. Like, this is kind of just too much to try and handle within Game Maker with the way that I've implemented this. That's unfortunately just a limitation. So in that case, I'm gonna close Game Maker. Just for the sake of discarding changes. We're gonna discard this. Okay. Now we can reopen. We're here. Alright, we're back. Should be able to go to OBJ save. We're just gonna... Yeah, we're just gonna have it like a simple switch around. That's the best I can really do. I do apologize for that. I wish there were a better way, but unfortunately... Like, with the way that I've made the game, it just isn't really feasible. Like, I would have to somehow completely rework the sliders such that they work with what I've already used them for, but also work for this new thing. I just don't really think it's worth the effort. So we're gonna have it just be a simple, like, switch on and off. Like, whether you want it closer to the mouse or not. Right, we actually already did this. We can comment all of that out. Yeah, but use alternate hitbox. Moves this. Now in terms of making it actually do something. Now, what do we do with the mask of this? Sprite, player. Okay, here we go. So yeah, currently this is modified to be up there. We'll chill here for a bit, then go to bed. Yeah, thank you for coming by, and thanks for the support earlier as well. Yeah, that was very kind of you. Have fun. Fun is a bit of an overstatement. I'm not sure how much longer I'll go just because, like, I obviously still need to actually set up a lot of my stream related things, like affiliate related things. I want to make sure I get that done in, like, a somewhat timely manner. But yeah, I'll be here for a little bit longer at least. Got that. Yeah, okay. So basically gonna have to create a new, like, a new hitbox sprite. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna basically just... Our only problem here is that, like, currently her hitbox, like, her sprite isn't really tall enough to support that hitbox. Like, we would need to... One, two, three, four... right? 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Two, three, four. Like, I'm wondering if it'd almost be easier to just increase the size of her sprite. Just slightly, so that it's a bit easier to wrangle with, but then that introduces a new problem entirely. Where, like, now suddenly her offset would be incorrect. So how about this? Okay, hang on. We're gonna duplicate her sprite. Gonna do hitbox. And essentially, what we're gonna do, we're gonna resize this to be 4 bigger on each side. This is gonna become 52, 54. But then we're gonna have to offset by 2, 2. Just so that it lines up correctly with what we already have. Like, then we do 21, 25, 23, 27, like that. Yeah, that's basically just a 2 offset in every direction, right? 52 by 54. Although we don't even need that. Like, we could... we can just put this in 52 by 50. In that case. Then offset it by 2. Alright. So we're gonna load... Sorry, I'm gonna go to Asprite and I'm gonna export this. Like this second hitbox thing. Export as PNG. Set this to alt hitbox. Hang on. Alt hitbox, selected frames. Okay, there we go. Now we can load this into Game Maker. So then we can... So this won't be visible on stream, but basically do this. And then we would do 1 left, 3 top. We would do 13, 15. That okay? And so, I guess our only problem here again is we're now gonna have to do the same thing for the easy hitbox, which is slightly different. The easy hitbox is smaller. So we're gonna have to take this. I have to take the smallest sprite. I have to drag this into a sprite, which I'll show a sprite again. Just putting a new layer. We can do this like this. There we go. Yeah, the hitbox is like a pixel smaller on easy mode. So we're gonna export this as alt hitbox easy. Do save, export, export. But yeah, we're gonna... Now we can shut that. And now we can... Alright, first I'm gonna rename this to alt hitbox. We're gonna duplicate this, load this. You're on to Hermes. Thank you for the raid. I really appreciate that. Welcome in. That's very, very nice of you. Oh my god. Jackie! The jump scare. You were orphaned here again. What? Oh my god. Well, welcome in, I guess. Hello. Oh, Rel as well. Thank you. Happy affiliate, and thank you, Jackie. Hang on, let me give a shout out first of all to Hunter Hermes for being in here. I believe. Yeah, there we go. Thanks for that, y'all. The jump scare got you? Good. That's the point. We're doing something a little bit boring right now, admittedly. We're messing with hitbox stuff. I guess I could move to something a bit more interesting, though. If y'all want. Let me... Alt easy hitbox. It's kind of boring because a lot of this isn't visible on screen because of RBS jank. Congrats on affiliate. Thank you. Hermes is also a game dev. I've been meaning to check into the streams, but I haven't gotten a chance yet. Yeah, would definitely like to. Yeah, I guess we could run the game and quickly show what I am working on. So, like, it's a bunch of hitbox stuff, really. What version of GameMaker am I using? I'm using 1.4, or like 1.4.x. Like, it's not getting updated anymore, so it's just the latest version of GameMaker 1. Yeah, I mean, lately I've been more so switching to, like, Godot. But this is, like, an older project. Yeah, welcome in, everyone. I really appreciate that. Let me see if I can also shout out Rel now. Yeah, what are y'all doing anyway? I've been streaming for a little bit, so I haven't gotten a chance to check what y'all were doing. Yeah, there we go. Follow Rel as well. That's why you've got installed somewhere too. You think you got it from a Humble bundle? That's funny because that's where I got it from. So we probably got it from the same bundle in that case. You're playing Palworld. Oh, right. Yeah, yeah. That I remember seeing some people playing Palworld, yes. Cool, cool. Yeah, I hope the Palworld was enjoyable. Yeah, that's very nice of y'all. Yeah. This is... Okay. So I can show y'all, like, what I'm sort of working on. So we're making a bullet hell game, right? And if you look closely on the stream, like, it's a bullet hell game where you use your mouse cursor. And, the hitbox is like the red circle, very, like, Toho-esque. But the problem is that some people wanted the hitbox to be more so on, like, the mouse. Like, they thought that would be, like, more intuitive. So, we're currently trying to implement an option where you could move it to the center of the mouse. But it's going to be kind of difficult to do because, for one, the mouse actually has some, like, independency from, like, the character if you look at the right side of the screen. So, like, you can actually move your mouse, like, off the screen. It's just that the character won't follow, which is part of why I have the hitbox on the character, so that you can't just put your mouse off the screen to avoid all the bullets. And it's the same thing for, like, down here as well. So, the mouse actually has independency from the character to a degree. So we're gonna have to figure out how to get that to work when you have the hitbox bound to the cursor instead. Like, that's kind of rough. The other thing is that on top of that, there's a different hitbox on easy mode. It's, like, slightly smaller. So, like, I just switched to the easy mode hitbox. And, like, that's different as well. So there's basically 4 different cases we have to account for here. Which is gonna be tough. So, yeah. That's sort of what we're doing over here. Nothing, like, too crazy. There's a Game Maker forum that says something about display mouse set to lock the screen. That's interesting. Or to lock to the screen. I think the thing here is, like, I don't even know if I necessarily have to do that. Sorry, I don't know if you're just spitballing, didn't mean to backseat. Yeah, that's totally fine. I appreciate the sentiment either way. I will say, unfortunately, it isn't quite like that in this case, because rather than having, like, a different sprite set, like, by the program, it's actually done in kind of, like, a hacky way. So if I bring up a sprite really quick, this is essentially like the player sprite, right? This is where we're trying to move the hitbox to, more or less, or give an option to do that. But the cursor, yeah, this is actually just rendered as, like, an in-game object. It doesn't actually change your cursor. It basically just hides your default cursor, and then just puts this wherever your, like, mouse position is. So it's done in kind of, like, a hacky way. So that does mean, so, like, I wouldn't be able to use that. However, it should mean it's not too bad to get that working in general. I would just sort of have to make sure it clamps its position somewhere. So, like, if we have the hitbox here, we would have to make sure that the mouse, like, does not allow this part of the sprite to escape. So you'd probably be looking, if I, like, take this, this is just kind of me mocking this up, right? So, like, I would have to make sure the highest across the, or the furthest across the screen you could go is either, like, all the way this way, or, like, all the way this way, and, like, that way. Like, you wouldn't be able to move the in-game cursor any further than that. But yeah, just kind of weird because of the way that I have cursor independency set up already. Just sort of what I talked about before. Where, like, essentially, the way I have it set up right now is that you can actually, like, this might not have been as visible before, but to give sort of an example, oh right, I actually pasted it onto there. Let me undo this. Yeah, okay. So yeah, the way I have it set up right now, you can actually have the cursor move independently of the character if the character is towards, like, the edge of the screen. Like, she cannot leave the boundaries of the screen. But, like, obviously you may still want to move your cursor there. So you can actually, like, unsnap it like this in some scenarios, right? That's what makes it a bit weird to implement. Because now it's like, do I just disable the snapping when you move the hitbox to the cursor? Because if the hitbox is on the cursor, then there's no reason she has to stay within the game anymore. Or do I just keep it snapped, but then also snap the cursor as well? So, like, snap them both independently. That's sort of what I've been thinking about. So I'm not entirely sure. May just be one of those things that I have to, like, continue thinking on. Oh shit, Okay. I just realized I think we were in ads, and I didn't know. I completely... I tried to set it up so that it would notify me when this happens, but it hasn't been working. But the long and short of what I was saying during ads... You know, I have it set up so that this can move independently of the character, because the character's hitbox is on them. Normally it has to lock within the screen, but once you move the hitbox to the cursor, I need to figure out whether I should just, you know, no longer lock the character, or if I also have to lock the cursor as well. And, like, I don't know, it's something we need to figure out. Right? So let me see. I guess let's just close a sprite for now. Going to... What are we gonna do? So we're gonna go here. We go to the draw event. The raid, yeah. We got raided by 2 people, actually. Yeah, got raided by Hermes and Rel. Yeah, yeah. Very cool of them. Very appreciated. Yeah, let me see where I normally snap the character to. So we have the toggle hitbox visual. Yeah, they definitely girded. That's for sure. Yeah, I actually can't figure out where I am snapping the position of this. I think I probably do it in the step event then? Goal X. So we could do, I think it's in here actually. Because this is where it sets the hitbox. They're gonna have to have a hitbox murd script. Oh shoot. What happened? I didn't I missed chat for like a couple of seconds. Oh god. You're an ugly baby apparently. Life is sad. That's very unfortunate. That is a good emote. That's a really good emote. Gotta restart your computer. Have a wonderful night. Yeah, you too. Thanks for the raid. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Forget moist jump scare. True. Chat jump scare is what kills streamers. Yeah, that is true. Definitely can find it a bit hard to keep up. Alright. We already have that set up. I'm still really just struggling to find where is it like snapping the player by, though. Oh, okay, hang on, it's here actually. This brings up an interesting point. I've never tried putting the game on like a second monitor or something. Like I wonder, is this like a thing you can do? It's just like so you can almost like kind of leave the game. Like a little bit. Like if you do it slowly. That's interesting. Like I just sort of clip out a bit. Usually not a big issue, but here it could be. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have some sort of boolean. I don't mind my extremely messy curd from like 2 years ago. Because this project has gone on way too long. Have hitbox mode 0. So hitbox mode 0 is going to be the default. Right. Then we have RBJ hitbox visual. Interesting. This is like a different thing. Okay. Hang on. Need to go to... Is it in interactive? Oh, it's in here. Hitbox visual. Sprite index equals OJ underscore player Mask index. Okay. I gotcha. And the easy hitbox is there. Okay. A lot of this is just me trying to figure out my earned shitty code. So yeah, if we have the alt hitbox, this is kind of annoying. So where do we change the mask index for this? I believe there's a script here that sets the options. Set options, yeah. For some reason, like this doesn't immediately set the player hitbox. So like, why does this change? I don't know where the hitbox changes. Is it just one of those things where I've been dumb and put it just in like a step event as like a check? Is that what I did here? Apparently not. So that's strange. So like, when does the mask index change then? If we go here, like pressing this button does the set options. It sets that. It's like, we're gonna have to check for something in the player that sets easy mode. Essentially. Because I don't know how else this is done. Alright. Game maker, please save me. Such string could not be found. Okay, I couldn't find it in either of these events, so now we panic. I don't know how I have this set normally. It should just be in here. rbjdui.easy mode. So do we check this instead? Is that what we're checking for? Ooh, hang on. Okay. We found something. We're onto something. So, like, that's sort of to do with easy mode. But that's all there is there. What about this? That checks for easy mode. But nothing else. Like, I genuinely can't find where this sets the player's mask index. Okay, hang on. Is there anything? Like, perhaps that's what we should be searching for, is just mask index. That's the only one in the step event. And there's none in here, so it can't be the player setting its own mask. So all these other things, like, aren't like every frame. Which is kind of what you'd expect. So it has to be somewhere in here, then. Oh my god. Yep, here it is. This is where I set the mask index. That is abhorrent. Good lord. Okay. I hate it here. So, like, this means we have to do something else as well. At least we found where it's hosted. I guess. Whatever, man. Alright. So I guess we'll just continue to put this in here. Hitbox mode equals this alt hitbox. I think it's the name that I used in the save file. Should be able to double check that by looking at this. Yeah, there it is there. So that's same name, same string. So this should work. Okay. Then we just go into here, we go there. And then we just go if hitbox mode. Actually, hitbox mode should equal something by default. Right? Hitbox mode equals find the alt hitbox. Let me go to step. If hitbox mode equals 0. So like default hitbox mode. Else we do, oh god, not P, this. Alt easy hitbox or easy alt hitbox? I don't know. What the fuck did I name it? What? Hang on. Alt easy hitbox. Oh. I called it hitbox full, and in these others I call it a H-box. Of course. You know, that makes more sense in hindsight. I'm gonna also drink some water. So then we do Alt, easy hitbox. Hitbox mode equals 0. This, else. We would copy in Alt hitbox. Like that. That should now correctly set itself every time. We'll see how it goes on fast run. And it's also going to take a bit of time to compile because of... We added new textures by adding in the different hitbox textures, and so it redoes the entire texture sheet. Which is always really slow. Alright, here we go. So we have the default hitbox. And turn on easy mode to get the smaller one. Turn it off to get the bigger one. Use alternate hitbox when we hit apply. Okay, so that does move it there. And then if we apply easy mode, same thing. Okay. Now, I don't think I correctly set the sprite size of this other one. So let me quickly check something. Okay, so the easy mode hitbox is very itty bitty. It is very small. It's like 9 by 9, I want to say. But I haven't yet set this. I'm gonna do an ellipse. We're gonna do manual. Do this, this. Okay, I've now configured the alternate easy mode one correctly. And now we should be able to see this working? Question mark? I guess the only problem being, like, once again, the mouse independency thing. Like, that's a problem we're gonna have to deal with. Although it might be a problem we have to deal with later instead, because I can't be bothered right now. We will be ending in a moment. So let me just test this in normal mode first. So we have the hitbox closer to the mouse. That's good, okay. Let's see how we go. Yeah, we can totally hit where our old hitbox is, and we're fine. That's something I want to test pretty thoroughly. Yeah, okay, so it only... This is a good place to test it, actually. So yeah, it definitely moved our hitbox. That's good. Now, once again, once we account for mouse independency, this yeah, it kind of breaks down a little bit. Like, it's still... Getting back to some nice-looking flame hemorrhaging. That is true. This is one of the first bullet patterns I made, actually. There are now, like, 50. Yeah. Essentially, for those who may not be entirely in the know, yeah, essentially this is like a randomized bullet hell game that goes like round by round. It also has bosses, but you have to get pretty far for the bosses, which a lot of people seem to struggle with. So yeah, it kind of just randomizes the bullet patterns and, you know, of course, with the bullet hell game, you avoid them. Then you have, like, bosses and stuff, which this one appears on, like, round 60. That's pretty cool. Bosses have, like, multiple phases. It's got, like, a unique boss gimmick of, like, the... Well, it also does a fake out, but then it also has the gimmick to do with the targets. Like, you have to click them twice because they're, like, wrapped. Like that. Yeah, anyway. But we're basically just trying to mess with the hitbox. Yeah, you can see with the mouse independency, if you look at the player, right? The mouse independency doesn't work properly with this new hitbox yet. That's sort of the next problem to fix. So like even though it typically moves with the mouse, it's just kind of weird that you can move it away from that spot. Like, yeah, not entirely sure how we're gonna solve that one yet. Because the problem with this is this now means you would expect to be able to move the hitbox with this, which usually the game doesn't do. Like, honestly, I may even just have to leave it as is. Even though it kind of feels a bit weird. Like, I don't know, honestly. Actually, once again, we can kind of go with what we were thinking about before. Where we would just modify the snapping of the character. Okay, actually, I think that's the better solution here. But we can deal with that all next time, I guess. Bit of a shorter stream today. I will be ending now. Just because... so like... For those who are unaware, I just got affiliate, like, literally last night. It was at, like, 12 a.m. And so I stayed up for a while trying to, like, quickly get everything ready, and still didn't quite get everything ready in time. Congrats again. Thank you, Jackie. I really appreciate that. People have been super cool about it. I already, like, greatly appreciate, like, everyone that's come along. Like, whether that's to congratulate me, just to watch, like, you know, anything like that. Like, thank you all, like, very sincerely. Even though as I've talked about, I kind of struggled to express that just because I am very much a sleepy, tired person all the time, and have a very monotonous voice. Like, it is hard for me to convey emotion, but like, I very much appreciate it, genuinely. So, thank you all. We love Razzle Dazzle. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, we'll be heading elsewhere now. Let me see. Do we have anyone to raid? Okay, Jinx is still streaming. I'm not sure how much longer she's going to be going for, but I feel like... hang on. Let me bring up her stream. Is she ending or... Oh. Okay, yeah, she's ending. Oh god. Wait. I was about to raid. Okay, she's raiding someone else. Okay, good, good. So in that case, we're gonna have to go elsewhere. Probably? Oh god, I don't even know who to raid now, because I was going to raid Jinx, but... Yeah, she's ending now as well. Do we have any suggestions from chat? Raid the raid? Alright, let's do it. Fuck it. We ball. Alright, thank you all. I have a schedule in my Discord, blah blah blah. Let's go raid Jinx. we'll quickly raid her. Raid the raid. Go do it. No, don't even send a message. Just ball once again.